Welcome back. I'm back with Andy Purdy, the Chief Security Officer at Huawei Technologies, on a day that we have really breaking news where Xi Jinping, the president of China, is going to be presenting President Trump with some terms when they meet on Saturday. And one of the terms, in order to move forward on any China deal with the United States, the president of China says it must include the ban being lifted on Huawei. And Andy Purdy, I appreciate you joining us this morning on this important news day. One question has come up about who really owns Huawei. Is it owned by the employees? Who owns Huawei?
Well, it's an employee-owned company. There are 90,000 or so who own shares in the company.
Well, that's actually not true. I mean, 1% is owned by your chairman, Mr. Ren. 99% is owned by the union, and the union is overseen by the Chinese government.
Well, the union is not overseen by the Chinese government.
But this is a state union.
And the fact is, we have ownership shares, and we get to vote. I just met with the chairman of the company, just met with him last week.
Okay, he owns 1% of the company. That's
Mr. Ren. This is
right.
The chairman of the board who's elected to run the board.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're a privately owned company. In fact, we got our distributions.
Well, the labor union owns the company, 99% of it, and the labor union is overseen by the Chinese government. I mean, if the Chinese government says to you, look, we need to see this data from the U.S. military, you're going to be forced to send that data to the Chinese government. Isn't that right?
We can't send the Chinese government data we don't have.
Well, how do you not have it? It's your company.
No, the data in terms of our dealing with customers, the telecom operators control the data. We don't control the data. We don't own the equipment.
Unless there are backdoors, and we have evidence that there are, in fact, backdoors.
The principal deputy director of national intelligence said that they can test for backdoors. We are open to objective testing, verifiable facts, so that we all know which products are worthy of trust.
Has the U.S. Government checked for backdoors in your technology recently?
Well, I'm not sure if they've checked for anyone's backdoors in anyone's technologies recently. They monitored our traffic for 5 years, and they could not find any wrongdoing by Huawei in Operation Shot Giant that Snowden revealed.
Tell me about civil-military fusion.
Well, the reports about Huawei employees participating in research for the government is not the kind of thing that Huawei does. Unlike other companies in the United States and around the world, we do not do those kinds of specialized projects for the military. We did not authorize those employees to do it, and we did not know that those employees were doing it.
You didn't authorize them to do it, but we know today that several Huawei employees have collaborated on research projects with the Chinese government. Bloomberg this morning is out with an extensive report talking about Chinese armed forces personnel, indicating closer ties to the country's military than people really acknowledged. And civil military fusion is basically, you can't have an innovation in China without first going to the military about it, right?
Well, that's not the experience with our company with 80-some thousand patents, including over 10,000 U.S. patents. We don't collaborate with the military before we seek those innovations.
But this is sort of underlying the national security risk. Basically, China wants to become the superpower of the world, overtaking the U.S. in terms of the military, right? So
well, the U.S. government is definitely much more concerned about China than they are about Huawei. But the fact is there are objective and transparent mechanisms to protect and manage the risk. But regarding the access to data, that can be completely controlled and protected, and the telecom operators are doing that quite thoroughly.
How do you think this is going to fix itself? What are you expecting? How do you expect this to play out, Andy?
Well, if the United States government is willing to talk with us, I think we can come to agreement about how we can operate in the United States with particular limitations, such as it might be that we can't sell to the government, we can't sell into the critical infrastructure. We want to be able to support our Tier 3, the rural wireless customers, and we want to be able to buy from American companies. We think America has the best technology. We want to be allowed to buy it. So in the long term, we'll be able to do business when we have good standards. We don't have those good standards yet.